What's going on, guys? It's your boy JGM here, and in today's video we're gonna do something a little different. Guys, before we even get started, if anybody's new here and it's tuning in, it's your first time tuning in and seeing my face, guys, I'm an independent music artist. I go by the name JGM, so if you see in this channel, I do have music content down below somewhere, playlisted, anything related to that. Also have music outside of YouTube, so Apple Music, Spotify. Go check me out. Click the link in my description. You'll definitely be able to find me. I make good music, I promise y'all. But anyway, guys, in today's video, this is actually going to be related to WWE. Basically wrestling related. So obviously this is Let's Talk Wrestling with your boy JGM. Yes, sir. So in today's video, we're going to react to 10 WWE pay-per-views that absolutely peaked with the opening wrestling match. Let's get started.
The opening match of a WWE Premium Live event should get the event off to a hot start. This match should traditionally be fast-paced and a warm introduction to what should be an exciting, thrilling and satisfying show for viewers. However, WWE have had a habit throughout their decorated history of putting the show stealer on first. The talents who have gone first have put on a classic matchup, and as a consequence, everything that comes after the opening match has paled in comparison. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 WWE pay-per-views that peaked with the opening match. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook.
This year's opening match for Wrestlemania, I don't know if it was the second one, but whichever one was a tag team, the 6-man tag with Braun Strowman, Ricochet, was the Street Profit was also a part of it. The Viking Raiders, I'm pretty sure they were part of it, and it was the Alpha Academy. That match was good. That was a good opening show. I ain't gonna lie. That one did pretty good. So definitely gotta give respect to those guys for sure.
Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and an on wrestling channel. Incredible.
Shout out to Wrestlelamia.
Number 10, Hell in a Cell 2020. Upon turning heel in the summer of 2020, Roman Reigns' first opponent would be his cousin Jey Uso. On paper, the idea of Jey being a viable threat to Reigns and his Universal title seemed questionable, but WWE executed the storyline to perfection. The payoff to the storyline was a Hell in a Cell showdown, and the two men put on a classic matchup. The match was storyline driven, and it was simply
when COVID hit, bro, in the 2020 era, and just no fans, like that turned me off, yo. I couldn't, like, I would watch the highlights, but I wasn't watching Raw or SmackDown. I had like a little gap. When I was younger, I used to watch it a lot. And then after that, man, just when it hit the PG era, man, it's just, I don't know. But they're doing good now. I'm back on it, and they're doing pretty good so far. Although Vince, I guess, is taking over. Other than that, they're doing pretty solid, so I can't complain. But this one right here, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, it was pretty good. Like, I saw the highlights on this, and I got into the story mode through YouTube. Pretty good. They did their thing. I don't know. Some people are saying that they think Jey is gonna be the one, but excuse me, oh my god, you never know.
a work of art. It was WWE at its very best. And the crazy thing was, the match took place in front of 0 fans, as this was during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Most people you see on here talking about drop.
The match was also an appropriate use of the Hell in a Cell structure, as the confines of the cell helped sell the emotional torment that both wrestlers were going through. The match would steal the entire pay-per-view, and whilst the other Hell in a Cell matches on the card such as Bayley vs Sasha Banks and Orton vs Drew McIntyre were good, they failed to match the impact of what Reigns and Uso delivered inside Satan's structure. Number 9, Survivor Series 2013. The 2013 edition of Survivor Series event was a massive disappointment. The main event of the show featured Randy Orton defending the title against The Big Show. This match would be a total waste of time, as nobody was interested in the match and the match quality wasn't reflective of a pay-per-view main event slot. The highlight of the entire event came with the opening match, as WWE presented a traditional Survivor Series match which showcased how special of a wrestler Roman Reigns would go on to become. The Shield would team with the Real Americans to take on the all-star team of the Usos, Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes and Goldust. The finish would see Reigns win the match for his team as a sole survivor, and this was a clear indication that WWE, specifically Vince McMahon...
At this time, yo, no lie, this is when I was like, okay, I see Roman's potential, but WWE gotta take it easy. They can't just push him. They keep doing that and keep shoving. It's just not gonna work. Gotta let him do his thing. He has the look. He had the potential. Look how he's flying doing that spear. You get what I'm saying? But I don't know.
McMahon saw Reigns as the next big thing, even back in 2013. The match was a hell of a ride and an incredibly entertaining 23 minutes. The fans loved the action, and it was a shame that the rest of the pay-per-view couldn't match the quality on display by 10 of the aforementioned talents. Number 8, TLC 2014. In 2014, WWE attempted to do something new and unique with the TLC pay-per-view event. Tables, ladders, and chairs would become tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. Whilst WWE trying something fresh was appreciated, the new concept simply didn't work, as their stairs between the Big Show and Eric Rowan was one of the worst matches of 2014. The rest of the pay-per-view wasn't much better, and it certainly didn't help that there was no WWE title match, as reigning champion Brock Lesnar wasn't even scheduled for the event. Nevertheless, the opening match of the pay-per-view was a match of the year contender as Dolph Ziggler collided with the late great Luke Harper. Ziggler and Harper faced off in a ladder match for the IC title, and the match was critically acclaimed by fans. The match had some tremendous high-risk spots, and the much larger Harper seemed to think he was a cruiserweight in the match with some of the aerial maneuvers he was able to execute. The match highlighted just how great Harper was as an in-ring talent, and some WWE fans may argue that this specific match was Harper's finest work during his time in WWE. Number 7, WrestleMania 10. Now, there have been some unbelievable opening matches that have opened WrestleMania, but the opening contest of WrestleMania 10 was truly a match for the ages. Bret and Owen Hart would collide, and the match was without question not just the best in-ring match of the entire pay-per-view, but one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. The match couldn't have been booked any better, as Owen secured the win, showing everyone that he was just as good as his brother. Bret would ultimately go on to win the WWE title in the main event, where he defeated Yokozuna, so it was a fine night for the Hart family. The pay-per-view did have some other highlights, such as Shawn Michaels colliding with Razor Ramon in a ladder match, but the opening match between Bret and Owen certainly set the template on how to open the biggest show of the year. Number 6, Bragging Rights 2010. The 2010 Bragging Rights pay-per-view had some of the biggest names in WWE history featured on the card. Names such as The Undertaker, Randy Orton, Edge, and John Cena were all involved in the event, but it was the opening match between Dolph Ziggler and Daniel Bryan which left a lasting impression on fans. This match would be the Intercontinental Champion versus the US Champion in a special interpromotional matchup, and the match was nothing like anything else on the card. It was fast-paced and much more inclined to a match seen on the independent scene at the time, rather than a traditional WWE matchup. It was excellent stuff from two talents who would go on to win WWE's top prize, and it just highlighted how both men were ready for the main event scene in WWE. Number 5, WrestleMania 33. WrestleMania 33 was one of the longest pay-per-view events WWE have ever delivered. The main show of the event was over 5 hours in length, and as a consequence, a lot of the action in the later half of the pay-per-view was forgettable due to the crowd, as well as viewers watching at home being completely exhausted. Matches such as Randy Orton vs Bray Wyatt and the main event showdown between Roman Reigns vs The Undertaker all fell flat due to the in-ring action failing to excite a fatigued audience. Without a doubt, WrestleMania 30...
Let him have that now. Like, no lie, bro. Damn. You can imagine that? Roman being the tribal chief back then. Like literally, when they were doing this, him versus The Undertaker for that streak. Now that one, in my opinion, that one could have been it. Also, by the way, guys, don't forget, click that subscribe button for me. It helps your boy out. And also, I didn't say it in the beginning of the video. I should have said it. But if you guys want to watch this video, I'm definitely going to leave the description. Link in the description down below from the original video. Because, you know, Wrestlelamia always got its thing. We got to watch that.
33 peaked with its opening match as Shane McMahon took on AJ Styles. This match was so fun and McMahon and AJ worked really well together. The match was smartly booked and McMahon was able to hold his own against a former
Y'all saw that? Yo. Oh boy. Hold on. That was pretty clean.
Smartly booked and McMahon was able to hold his own against a former champion. Fans expected a great match between the two, especially because it involved AJ, but fans certainly didn't expect the match to be a defined highlight of the WWE standout event. Number 4, Hell in a Cell 2013. It's well established that the worst match of 2019 and perhaps the worst Hell in a Cell match of all time was The Fiend vs Seth Rollins. However, the match that opened that same pay-per-view was arguably the finest women's Hell in a Cell match in the company history. Becky Lynch faced off against Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's title, and the match exceeded all expectations. The two decorated women clearly had the intention of stealing the show and creating a memorable Hell in a Cell match that will be remembered forever. The only downside to Lynch and Banks' time in Hell in a Cell was that the pay-per-view had ultimately peaked with the first match, meaning every match that came after it had an impossible task of following such a classic matchup. Number 3, Battleground 2017. The 2017 Battleground pay-per-view was critically panned by fans as well as notable wrestling journalists such as Dave Meltzer. The pay-per-view seemed to represent everything that wasn't working about the SmackDown product.
Hold on, I gotta see that.
Such as Dave Meltzer. The pay-per-view seemed to represent everything that wasn't
even connect.
working about the SmackDown product at the time, and the pay-per-view stood out for all the wrong reasons. The main event of the show saw Jinder Mahal retain his WWE title against Randy Orton in a truly awful Punjabi prison match. Matches that should have been strong pay-per-view encounters such as AJ Styles vs Kevin Owens and Cena vs Rusev fell completely flat, and nothing on the pay-per-view was seemingly able to connect with fans, that is with one exception. The pay-per-view kicked off with a match for the SmackDown tag titles as the New Day took on the Usos. This match was truly special and it showcased just how well the two beloved tag teams worked together.
They were hungry, man. And now it brought the tag team division so much higher, just cause how hungry they were. Like, they were going for it, you know. And it's crazy because they main evented. Like, bro, the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens main evented. Like, the tag team division is definitely really climbing up there. What I just want, my own personal opinion, is, oh my god, we need new championship belts. And don't mind the glasses, by the way. Yeah, happens when you're a dad. But yeah, yo, we need new championship belts, man, because the tag team title is just not it, man. I never liked them. After they changed that shit from the whole one thing over, I don't even know when they changed it. What, 2009, 10? I think 2010 maybe they changed them. I don't know. Just that bronze look was not it, and then them doing that was still not it. They got to do something.
Two teams incorporated storytelling combined with some of the finest in-ring action to steal the show. The match was so appreciated by fans that they claimed after the show on social media that the match should have been the main event, and it remains hard to disagree with this sentiment. Number 2, Backlash 2018. Former WWE champion The Miz is often criticized for not being great in the ring, but at Backlash 2018, The Miz proved his critics wrong, as he delivered a performance of a lifetime against Seth Rollins. The two would face off in the opening contest of the pay-per-view for the Intercontinental title, and it was such a surprise to see such a stellar match unfold. The two just instantly clicked, and The Miz seemed motivated and hungry to deliver an absolute classic. It's hard to disagree with the claims that this was The Miz's greatest match, as it was certainly one of his finest outings. The rest of the pay-per-view was incredibly disappointing, with nothing noteworthy happening. The main event of the show saw Samoa Joe take on Roman Reigns. This match was met with profanity-fueled chants as well as chants for wrestlers that weren't even WWE at the time. Thankfully, the pay-per-view match card had The Miz vs Rollins, or else that pay-per-view could have been a serious contender for one of the worst events of the PG era. And number 1, the Royal Rumble 2014. After the first 30 minutes of the 2014 Royal Rumble pay-per-view had taken place, fans were under the impression that the pay-per-view could be an all-time classic. Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt had just collided in the opening contest, and the match was outstanding, and it was a standout match in both men's respective careers. Once the match had taken place, the pay-per-view just seemed to fall apart. Cena vs Orton's title match was met with
Yo, Cena versus Orton, they had some good history, because their matches be pretty dope, especially like in the 2008 era. They were pretty good, man.
disdain from fans who had no interest in seeing the match for what seemed like the 100th time. The actual Rumble match was insanely controversial and saw the final WWE appearance of CM Punk as he left WWE the very next day. The match saw fans turn on everyone in the match as they refused to put on immensely popular Daniel Bryan in the Rumble. When Batista won the match, the fans outright rejected WWE's creative vision to make Batista the top babyface in the
And this Roman, again, it was still too early for him, so what do you expect, you know? I mean, Batista's a legend. Some people love him, some people hate him. I personally love him. He's a pretty good babyface. Obviously, your typical big guy, strong guy, but when he came back and did this, like, I wasn't even watching this, but obviously I saw the highlights and it was just like, it was a little confusing because he was gone for a while.
company. Ultimately, the pay-per-view became synonymous with the trend of WWE refusing to listen to the fans and making major booking decisions that fans simply had no desire in seeing.
He said a good point. WWE, y'all need to listen to your fans, man. Because we know what we want. We want to see it. And obviously, you know, they cooking up something right now. So I really want to know what they kind of making, because this Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and all this and new championship title. Listen, the draft is coming tonight. Today is Monday as I'm filming this, so we're gonna see the next part of the draft, and I'm kind of curious on what's gonna happen next. Triple H guaranteed it was gonna change the game, and let's see if it does, and we'll go from there. So y'all already know I'm gonna hit y'all with that. Well, if y'all don't know, because this is kind of new, but I'm gonna hit y'all with that too. So I'm gonna try to make this. Listen, y'all, this is my channel. I'm trying to do whatever I want on this, but at the same time, I just want to make good content, skits, music, anything related to wrestling. Like, don't forget to click that subscribe button for me. Thanks. Did y'all click it? Thanks. Like, click it. Thanks.
But there you have it, folks. 10 WWE pay-per-views that peaked with the opening match. Be sure to leave your comments.
Do you guys agree? I don't know. No, you know, I do agree. I definitely do agree. I mean, for the time when they were doing that PG era, like with Danny Ryan and Bray Wyatt, like that was pretty dope. The Miz and Seth Rollins, like they were hungry, you know, and I really want to know what's gonna happen next. They drafted my boy Miz on Raw. He was already on Raw, but I hope they can give him another run for sure, because Miz still got it. Championship wise, for the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth gotta be it. It can't be Cody. I don't know. Let's see what WWE got though, because it's definitely gonna be an interesting ride that they're planning on building for us to be on. So, but anyway, guys, just want to say thank you for watching. Again, if you're new here, my name is JGM. I am a music independent artist. I am a content creator, just a wrestling fan as well. So I'm trying to just focus more on this YouTube channel, just grow, and hopefully y'all can join the journey. So if you like any of my content, guys, please do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to your boy. It helps out a lot. More videos like this on the way for sure. Shout out to Wrestlelamia, posting, obviously putting in the work, because they make this kind of interesting. So I'm glad I was able to react to them. And guys, if you want to listen to my music by any chance, link is going to be down below in the description. Peace out. Appreciate y'all. Yes, sir.